$129 an ounce.
Thanks, Michael. We can take you now to the dawn service in Melbourne, which began a short time ago. The opposition leader, Tony Abbott, is attending there. Let's listen to the choir.
Speaker Private Gregory Williams served with 6th Royal Australian Regiment during active service in Afghanistan. On Operation Slipper, Australia's military contribution to the international campaign against terrorism and maritime security, Private Williams served with Combat Team Delta in Orisgan Province as part of mentoring Task Force 1. On completion of service, Private Williams joined the active reserve with 5th 6th Royal Victorian Regiment. He entered the Victoria Police Academy in 2012 and graduated to join the Victoria Police Operations Response Unit. Listen now to Private Gregory Williams.
Anzac. It is a significant word for any Australian. For many, it inspires them. For a few, it defines them. I learnt when I was very young just who the Anzacs were and what they did for our country. I was told stories about incredible acts of valour and courage demonstrated by soldiers in faraway places, soldiers who I'll never meet. Now, as an adult and a veteran, I tell stories of incredible acts of valour and courage demonstrated by friends in faraway places, friends who I'll never forget. The word Anzac will mean something different for each of you. However, it will always bring us together. As the morning sun rises and sheds light on this magnificent shrine behind me, the word has us all standing side by side to remember exactly that throughout our history, Australian and New Zealand servicemen and women have stood side by side in harm's way. Our Anzacs have proven beyond doubt that there is no better soldier to have standing next to you. They blazed the trail for us with blood and sweat, and our servicemen and women carry on that tradition, keeping the Anzac spirit alive. My thoughts, as they often do, turn to the soldiers serving in the Middle East. The war in Afghanistan has been controversial and costly, the price paid with Australian lives. Many will ask whether the mission has been a success or failure, but on this day, the answer is irrelevant. Today we remember what those brave Australians have done. They travelled far from home, putting their own lives at risk to bring something to the Afghan people that they have never known: peace. I was given the same opportunity. It was there I saw firsthand that the Anzac spirit still burns bright. I deployed to Afghanistan in February 2010. It was a counterinsurgency mission where the threat was high and the enemy ruthless. Never have I felt so far from home. However, the Australian presence there is unmistakable. Suddenly, the Anzac spirit I'd learnt about was now all around me. I was immersed in it. I felt as though it was flooding through all my senses. I saw it. Every day our combat engineers would gallantly lead from the front, clearing the path of mines and explosive devices for others to follow safely. Never was a backward step taken, despite the incredible danger they faced. I heard it. Young men confidently shouting orders, taking command of their section of diggers in hostile territory. A leadership role that would cause hesitation and anxiety in people twice their age. I smelt it on the cold, unfriendly nights when a bloke would sacrifice his own time for the sleep he sorely needed to cook up a feed and a warm brew for his lone mate on sentry. I felt it when my insides burned with pride as I saw brothers from 6RAR awarded individual medals for valour, including the military's highest honour, the Victoria Cross. Their incredible acts of bravery are now added to the pages of heroic deeds performed by those same Anzacs I read about so many years ago, and I tasted it. Bitter tears ran down my face, mixing with the arid Afghan dust, as I farewelled a mate who would pay the ultimate sacrifice. He and 5 other heroes lost their lives from our battle group and returned to home soil with the Australian flag covering them. 39 Australian soldiers have died whilst on operations in Afghanistan. These are the men I think about today and every day. They now join the ranks of heroes long past who all fought bravely and laid down their lives for this great country. We will always remember what they did for us. Our wonderful country with such a bright future, all because our brave Anzacs led us out of the darkness. Lest we forget.
In the stillness of the dawn service, we give thought to those who presently serve and reflect on lost souls and loved ones who gave all in the defence of our nations. As the combined choirs with the Royal Australian Navy Band present the national anthems of New Zealand and Australia. The official party at this morning's dawn service will now move with the Governor, who will lead the VIP party with the RSL State President and Chief Marshal into the sanctum for the laying of a wreath on behalf of all Victorians. As the official party make their way to the sanctum, I will give you the time when the doors of the shrine will be open for you to lay a poppy after the completion of this morning's dawn service.